and Mr. Ramesh Birajdar.
Along with Mr. Jitendra Patil and Mr. Anant Sardeshmukh, we also have with us Mr. Lakshmi Narayanan Vaidyanathan Sami. Mr. Sami is a Vice President Engineering Global Tech Center, Unisys, Australia. He has over 35 years of experience in the IT industry, having held key position in the organizations such as BAE System Australia and ABB India. He holds Bachelor's of Engineering degree from University of Madras and Master's degree in Software Engineering from Australia. Mr. Sami is a member of IEEE and Australian Computer Society.
Our next panelist is Mr. Deepak Mahajan. Mr. Mahajan is Executive Vice President at Aurangabad Electricals Limited, Pune. He has an experience of more than 28 years, out of which 23 years he's experienced in international marketing, business development of consumer durables. He has an excellent track record by virtue of his major achievements through his career. He has been conducting training programs on international marketing and other management topics for various educational institutions and business groups. He is a member of Rotary International Club since 2000. We welcome you, sir, to Checkmate 2016.
Our next panelist, Mr. Ramesh Birajdar. Mr. Birajdar has 15 years of experience in automotive manufacturing companies, 18 years of experience in finance profession. He is also experienced in budget and strategic management. He holds a strong professional qualification, that is Chartered Accountant and Company Secretary. He is currently associate with Lear Corporation as a Regional Finance Controller.
Now, I hand over the mic to the moderator of Panel 1, Mr. Anant Sardeshmukh. Each panelist gets 15 to 20 minutes to express their views, followed by the question answer round.
Okay, so, again, welcome to this session on challenges and opportunities for manufacturing sector in India. The theme of today's conference is making India a global manufacturing hub, myth or reality. I have a very eminent expert and experienced panel. The members have already been introduced to you, and probably you might have noticed or heard that they have substantial experience in the arena of manufacturing. They are experts in manufacturing, and I'm sure that their views, their sharing of experiences will definitely help this audience to decide whether this is a myth or a reality to happen in the days to come. If you go back to the evolution of business in India or the history of business in India, and you go back to 14th and 15th and 16th century probably, at that point of time India and China control almost 1/3 of the global GDP. And these were the two countries who were controlling the global economy. And of course, I think more or less we are moving in that direction, and the days to come, I'm sure the same situation, as we say, the business cycles, the economic cycles and all that, and that cycle I think has taken a full turn, and probably we are arriving at the same phase. At that point of time again, if you look at the business, probably India and China, most of the businesses happen were in the area of commodities, and they're exporting commodities and other spices and other products. agriculture produce and other things. But I think later on, India did pick up in the area of textiles, and the Indian textiles manufactured in India had a global market. Besides, a lot of handicrafts and other things were also produced and sold all over the country. But again, in the 150 years of foreign regime, we lost the competitiveness. We lost the total, the total industry was destroyed. And I think that took us on a very, back foot. And from there again to restart from 1947 was a bit difficult. And from 1947 to, almost to 90s, Dr. Ganeshan mentioned about the Hindu growth rate and all that. And there were severe constraint in terms of resources, the funding, if you look at the other economic parameters, the balance of payment, foreign exchange reserves, and 1991 was very critical. We were on the verge of bankruptcy, and we all know the story. And 1991 onwards, we adopted the LPG strategy, and that paid dividend. And we, started growing faster because majority of the constraints and restraints were removed by various policy measures. But again, if we would have continued with that kind of a momentum, probably India would have achieved the global positioning at a higher rank much faster. But because of the political and other considerations and overlooking at the reforms which were required and all that, we again came back to a situation where now almost, everybody said that we, lost that, opportunity, we missed that bus. And again, today, we are at a juncture which is very critical, which is very important. And, today, there is a definite opportunity to again do something and get into that bus or aboard that bus and, assume the position of eminence. If you look at the IT and the progress of IT, the ITES industry and all that, yes, IT before, in 90s and all that started, operating, and they did some good work. But in terms of real challenge and real opportunity was provided to IT by, what we call as a global program of Y2K, when the century changed, and that gave a tremendous opportunity for the IT segment, and it was a challenge, and no other nation could do, but India succeeded. The talent of India, that is IT, Indian talent, really did the marvelous things, and that was the stage when India was very well established as an IT major power. And now we have seen how services and IT and services, besides the IT part of it, I think even the financial services and other services have flourished and have expanded. I personally feel because of the push or the power which has, or the muscle which has been extended to them by the IT. And now in the same case, manufacturing also, I mentioned that we are at a very critical juncture. The global economy has slowing down. If you see the economic survey which was released yesterday, we are talking of a growth rate of 7 to 7.75, whereas the global estimates are around 3.4, so almost half of us. We have seen what China has done and whatever strategies adopted by China, and if you really analyze that, they were not long-term kind of a strategy, they were not foolproof strategies, and we have seen the result of that. I would also like to take you to a research project which was carried out by Harvard Business School about, I think, almost 3 years back by 2 Harvard faculties and research experts. One of them was incidentally Chinese, and the other one was an American. And they studied the China and India manufacturing capacity and capabilities. And the conclusion was that the Indian products, they have quite wide acceptance in the global market. They have excelled well in product differentiation, and I think that's very essential in today's economy. And secondly, the services which are offered post-sale were far better than what were offered by China. And I think this fact has been recognized all over the world. We are blessed with the internal demand, domestic demand. We are blessed with the best of talent. We have the expertise. We have, all the things which are required for to establish ourselves in whichever field we want. And what is required is the support from the government in terms of policy and reforms and all that, which appears to be happening, but it's yet to take its full shape. And I think because of that, there are certain inhibitions and reservations as to really the India becoming a global manufacturing hub. Is it going to be a reality? So let's discuss this problem. I will request my panelists to make their presentations and views, and then we will come back and we will take up some question, and then we will open up for all of you to address your questions and queries to the eminent panelists. Shall we start with you, Deepak?